Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and I've got one question for you. What do you get when you mix a serving paddle, a single record, and the strainer out of a strainer plug? Stay tuned, we'll find out. So let's have a look. Some of you joined me on a pour recently, on a live pour, and you had me pour through the whole of a single record, and in that pour, the whole went through and onto the paddle, and so I was like, oh, I really like that. That was really cool. I think I might do another one of those. But if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I can never redo the same thing over and over again. I get bored. Super duper ooper bored. So, what I was asking the question, as you know me, I'm always into asking questions. And the question that I was asking was, what else is possible? Which most of you know is my standard question. It's my access consciousness coming out of me. And so when you ask that question, ideas start to flow. What else is possible? How does it get better than that? And the idea of, instead of having this sitting up on other things, having this sitting on there came flowing to me. I've just covered that hole and we need the hole. Oh, silly dilly. Mickey's a silly dilly. How does it get any better than that? I don't want to rip the tape off because it would rip the... It's going to get ruined anyway, but, you know, got to put up the pretense of possibility. So that's the plan, guys. So stay with me as I build up my my platform of possibilities. Get some old tins just so that if the paint does get over the edges of the board, it can drip off and not puddle underneath. Now, what colours are we going to choose? The last one was blues and browns, and I'm thinking we might mix it up a little bit. One of my favourites is to mix Viridian Hue with the iridescent medium, and it comes out kind of a bit like a emerald green, a really sparkly, pretty emerald green. So let's get some of that mixed up. I need an empty pot. And I know that I get a lot of questions, so I'm going to cover this here. This is a food tin. It's a tuna tin, a flavoured tuna tin. And I have a seal cutter. I really should have a list of all my links for you guys to go and have a look at. I use a seal cutter and it cuts through the edge of the seal, and what that does is it leaves behind a clean unsharp edge on the lid and a clean unsharp edge on the tin, and you can then just put the tin lid back on and it pretty much seals back, almost completely back up, and definitely gives you a nice clean sealable tin. They're also washable, they're reusable, and they're recyclable because they're tin. So I much prefer using these to using paper or plastic cups, because to me those just feel like a big waste of money and the environment. I'm not a fan of throwing things away that don't need to be thrown away. Hence me reusing records. I love reusing records. Give them some more life before they go into the dumpster. So there we go. We've got a sparkly green. And it dries beautifully, and it's just a yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, if anybody asks me what ratio did I just put in green to thing, I don't know. No idea. But mix it to whatever's fun for you. Come on, guys. Start playing with what you love, what you desire to do. Just copying somebody else directly, you may as well just read a book. No, watch a movie. Reading a book still requires imagination. Anyway, so we've got the green. Then I actually quite like the brown. So I'm going to come in with some burnt sienna. Should I make that sparkly as well, or leave that brown? Make it sparkly too. Okay. Let's get another tin. I can almost hear somebody saying, "Go on, do all your mixing beforehand. Just show us the painting." No. You guys get to play along with me. And if you don't like that, then I dare you. Now that was a lot higher ratio of sparkle to colour, by the way, if you didn't notice that. Down at the bottom of the video, there's this really cool little slidey thing that you can move along and skip parts of the video that you don't want to see. So please use it if you're bored right now. And the other thing is, if you don't like my voice but still want to watch me paint, mute my voice. I really don't see the point in telling me that you muted me. It's like, well, why bother? I can't mute your comment. You can mute me and ignore me. I can't mute your comment. So, there we go. We have a sparkly brown and a sparkly green and, oops, a splash. Now the other thing that I'm going to put into here is some gold, because I like gold LLC according to Minecraft. Now gold, and I'm also going to put some silicone. I'm going to put some silicone in the green. So we need a dispenser, and I think I worked out, I think I used 150 mils last time. And do I want a little bit of white as well? Yes, no, I don't. Okay. So whole heap of gold, and then I'm going to put silicone into the green. So my silicone that I use, because you're all asking, is Durex Play Perfect Glide, and you won't find an Amazon link underneath because Amazon stopped selling it. They used to. I can't find it on there at the moment, so there's no link. But you will find it next to the condoms in the pharmacy aisle, as it is that type of lubricant. Yes, that type of lubricant. Okay, I'm just going to try and layer this. I don't know whether I will be able to. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We layered it. Okay. And for those of you wanting to know how much of each I'm using, I don't know. I don't measure stuff, guys. please don't expect me to, because it just doesn't work. My brain doesn't allow it. That's a bit thick. I'm gonna just water that down a little bit. There we go, that's running a bit better. Okay. So let's try and layer this as well. Oh, that's not layering. Ah. Oh well. What I am going to do though is put the layer of this down first. And then we will definitely get some brown first before we start hitting that green mix. Okay. Are we ready for this? Let's have a look. So last time I tried to do a spiral pour, but I did the spiral around like that. Check out our plug hole going down, guys. Oh, there's not going to be a lot of green. That brown has really mixed in with the green. But we've got some circles happening. And we're getting higher quantities of green now. Here comes the gold, da 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 da. Here comes the gold, and I said, it's alright. Here comes the gold. That's really interesting. It's all disappearing. I'm fascinated to know what's underneath there. Now, how did I stop the paint from flooding out last time? I had one of these. So this is just a silicone muffin tray pad thing, and I just set it on top of that. What I did find difficult to deal with last time was actually having a way to pick it up afterwards. So what I've got here is the base of my, what's those things called? Lazy Susan. And mine comes apart. If yours doesn't, you just use it like that. But by it coming apart, it's got a flat base to sit down. And if I put that on there, then I'll be able to get my fingers under this and lift it up and move it before it sets. So, ooh, my fingers hitting paint already. Alright, so here we go. Ready, set, and oh, it air bubbled. That was cool. So now I've got something to stop the paint from dribbling through. And I'm just going to take it over to the edges. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. And then go back the other way. Just going to turn it around a little bit so that I can use this thumb just to guide that in. I am intrigued to see what happens with this under one, because I haven't shown you what's under there yet. But I'm definitely intrigued. Okay, just going to make sure that it gets to the edges. And then let's pop those air bubbles, which there are a lot of. And bring up the silicone. See what happens with that silicone. Hopefully it will bring more of the green up, because we had the silicone in the green. Oh, that really does look like an underwatery type thing of some description. I like it. Look at that. That's so pretty. Now, if you've known me for a very long time, you will know that me saying something that's brown and green is so pretty is like, who stole my friend? Where did she go? I like the design. I think that's pretty. There you go. I'm going to pop that over here out of the camera and show you what's underneath. Where has all the colour gone? Long time passing. Look at that. We have got brown with vague green stripes going out. And then I'm just going to lift this up. Release the suction. Look at that! Ah, that's so cute! Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I've just put set that down on top of the empty brown container. Let that drip off. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that, guys. Oh, I like it a lot. That is super cute. How does it get any better than that? What else is possible? Yay! Oh, I so like that. That is so cool. Just this tiny, 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 tiny little bit. Alright, zoom you back out so you can see what I'm doing. I want a photo of that before we go any further. Take a photo. Take a photo of that and take a photo. Zoom it in and take another photo for the rest of your life. You never guess what? My children admitted the other day that they have never heard of meatloaf. I was like, yo, what? How dare you blaspheme like that? So then, of course, I had to pull them up on YouTube and burn their ears off with meatloaf. I must say, Mr. 14, Damien, you all know Damien, he was a little bit mortified when he realised what that conversation was all about. It was rather funny. He's so cute. Alright. Now, I really don't want to screw up this beautiful piece in the middle because it's so pretty, but I do want to stretch it out just that little bit. And as you can see, we've had some cells come up. Uh-oh, my OCD's kicking in. It's not perfectly round. I might have to take it to the edges, otherwise that's going to drive me nuts. Now you notice I'm tipping it back towards the center before moving to the next angle of the dangle. And my target with that is so that it stretches evenly and we don't end up with a really wonky center. And I'm just gonna drag to the edge, just like I did on the record. Bring it back. And those little bits of cells that came up when we first heated it, are growing as we stretch. Okay. Nearly there. Now with those lines, I'm being really careful to try and keep those lines flowing straight, because I really don't want them to be twisting by the pool. All right, now let's just give it a bit of color around the edge, because I've gone over the edge in places, and from previous experience that's not easy to sand back to get that nice and clean again, whereas the bottom is a lot easier. All right, how's that looking? Ah, I like that. Woohoo! Okay, let's get the torch out again. Now the difference between the two at this point is the top piece, the record, is very, very bright, iridescent-ish looking Viridian hue green, whereas the green in this is definitely a lot more muted. Let me just tilt the camera a little bit. See what I mean? Now, the extremely cool idea that everybody came up with on the live with the other one was to put a clock face into the record and then a hook hanging down that you hang the breadboard on, so it looks like a very oversized pendulum under a tiny little clock, but then you can take the breadboard off and serve stuff on it. And it's displayed as art when you're not using it, but you still have your clock in place, which I think that's a great idea. I'll have to wait and see how this dries as to whether or not they actually even look like they go together. It'll be interesting to see what the greens do. Definitely different. Okay. So, I'm just wondering if there is anything that I can make pendant-wise out of any of this stuff. We've got the inside of the pot, which has some potential. We have what's left on the top of there, which it's interesting, but it's not really jumping out at me. And then we have what's in the bottom of the jug. I'm tempted to put the torch into that. See what happens. A little bit of cells, but not a lot. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you down. I'm going to show you these close up. Then I will move them out of the way and we will go gadget play with cabochons. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one. I did show you this up close, but it has developed while we've been playing with the other one. I am loving that. That is super cool. I am definitely seeing, if I can get decent photos of it, material out of that. It's a matter of getting the photos so that you can't see me waving in there. Hello. Hi. But look at this. Look at these beautiful lines. I am loving that. That's super cool. And now we come over here, and so very different, but so also super cool. You can still see the lines from the strainer. And I really love these stripy cells, they're cool. When I first lifted the record off, I was like, uh-oh, what have I done? I'm going to end up with this, like this brown, blah. But no. No, 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 no. No, that looks awesome. I adore him. It's like, look at him, he's got two eyes. And he's almost got a little mouth down here going, what's going on? And then all of his little, like seaweed-like tentacles are going, blah, 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 blah. Actually, you know what? He looks like, this one over here looks like you're looking down into the depths of the sea. And there's this light down there that you can kind of vaguely see. It's kind of a little bit, I wonder what that is. And this is the dude that's down there making the light going, who's up there? What are they doing? Why are they looking at me? Who said I can't tell stories? Anyway, what do you see? Tell me in the comments what you can see in these two paintings. And I'm going to put these away into my drying area, which is actually just a piece of plastic on the floor with fly nets over top. And I'll be right back, and we'll just dip a couple of cabochons. Say that really fast, 3 times. All right, back in a minute, guys. All right, so while I was over there putting them away, I grabbed the 2 that we did on the live. I thought I'd show you them dry. This is how they've come out. As per with most of my paintings, they have stayed basically the same. I'm really happy that we've kept the little dots. They just rock my world. I love that one. And I love this one as well. They just feel to me like above and below the waterline. Both, and the one we've painted today does as well. You know, you see the swirls in the top of the water. But then once you get down underneath the water, it becomes more blurred and more bubbly. And I just love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Really, really love it. Can you tell I love it? Alright, let's do some cabochons. Do you like my fancy effect for scene change? The joys. Alright, what have we got? We have got the top of this. So that's gold in there, so that it's looking a bit blurry, but I'll be really interested to see what it did. And then we've got in there, and then we got in there. So I'm tempted actually just to push this out. And let it drip down. Tempted and gave in to temptation. Alright, let's move that into the sink. And let me bring you manual zoom. Turn the water off. Manual zoom. So it's pretty dark, but I get that some of this would dry quite nicely. So I'm going to dip into there. Just stretch it out. Yeah, I like that. Grab a cabochon. Gonna go with round today. These are some reused ones. So, as I've said in the past, after you've dipped your cabochon, if you decide you don't like it, just throw it in some water, and the water will seep. Even when it's been dry for a little while, the water will seep in through and separate the paint off the cabochon. Okay, so you can reuse them, which is super cool. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I got lots and lots of questions on this on that video that went viral. No, I didn't, because I didn't do any cabochons on that. But I've been having a lot of questions from all those new people that have found my channel. There it is, found it. So, you've got your cabochon, which is flat on one side and rounded on the other. And then you take a piece of poster putty, blue tack, whatever you call it in your town. We call it blue tack in New Zealand. And stick it on the end of a stick. And all of a sudden you've got a nice long handle that you can dip into places, which is really handy. So I'm going for this bit down here. And I can just dip it in. Literally. You're dipping cabochons. So you've got paint on the flat side, and then when we peel it off we get to see the funky effect underneath. That's going to be cool. Look at all the iridescence. Yum, yum, yummy. And then to dry them you literally just put them face down, paint up on top, and depending on what you're going to do with them afterwards, do try and get a reasonable coverage. I don't know if you can see, but this side is a little bit lacking in paint. You can just add a bit more extra paint on there if you want. Dome it up, it'll dry. Okay. And that's it. Now, while I'm dipping the rest of it, I'm just going to talk. I've had somebody contact me recently, and she'd been dipping her cabochons. She'd left them for 2 weeks to dry. She was super excited. And then when she glued the cabochon into its tray, look at those cells, pretty, pretty cells. When she glued the cabochon into its tray, it did, the paint just softened up and loosened away. Now, what I really, really, really need to stress to you guys is the paint will come off the glass. It is not glass paint. If you want to do it with glass paint so that it doesn't come off, great, do that. But if you're going to do it with just your normal acrylics, mixed for normal pouring, please, please, please know that you need to use a quick set paint glue, and it needs to be one that works on glass and whatever else you are gluing to. So, and you need to trim the paint back so that there is a line around the edge, on the edge of the cabochon, for the glue to stick to whatever you're gluing it to. Please don't rely on the power of the bond of the paint to the cabochon, and please don't use a glue that takes a long time to dry. She was using E6000, which I've heard huge amounts of amazing stuff about E6000, but it is not a quick dry glue. This is the one I use, and those of you in New Zealand and Australia will be able to get it. It's called Araldite from Sally's, but basically it's 2 parts. Part A and Part B. It dries crystal clear, ideal for glass and plastic, leather, all that other stuff. It's not available on Amazon, so I can't give you links, I'm sorry. But the one thing about this one, the ultra clear, turn it over, setting time, ultra clear, 5 minutes. If your paint has been set for a good couple of weeks, 5 minutes in the glue before the glue sets is not going to be a bad thing. Bond time and blah blah blah, it's how long it takes to set, because that's how long there is a moisture content in it. So that stuff is like a fast set resin, basically 2-part epoxy resin glue. Now, where am I going to put you? There, there, Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. For which bit should I go? I'm going to go over there. Okay. Peel it back. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. And I'm just wondering whether I do anything with this or not. What do you guys reckon? Just give it a bit of a stir. I'm running out of gas. And when I tilt it that much, it runs out. I really like that bit there. I'm going to put an oval into that. So, hang tight, hang 10. So I really hope that helps with regards to the use of your glues. Make sure it's a fast setting glue. And obviously if you're using a fast setting glue, you've got to be fast. You've got to be ready to go. Ready just to dip it straight in. Just polishing this up. And the reason I'm polishing so diligently, especially on the shiny side, is anything that's on the flat side, when you dip it, gets encased and you can't get it out. You can't polish it off later if it's on this inside part. There we go. Dipped. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty yum yum. Gonna give it one more try with the... See, look. There's something about dipping that stirring just doesn't do with regards to the silicone. I don't know what that is. But if you're not getting the cells in the first place, dip something in it. Oh, that reminds me what I was going to do on my next painting. And I'm going to go for a love heart on this one. Polish it up. And dip. We'll see. We'll see what that comes out like. That is... Oops, dripping. Okay, guys, so I am going to leave it at that. And come back very shortly with the finished product, or the dry product at least. Just know that everything that I paint, unless I specifically say, is for sale. So if you love it and absolutely must have it in your home, please contact me and I will do my best to satisfy you all. Alright guys, I'll be back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back. Forward several days actually. So here is the record. When I peeled off the muffin case off the back that had blocked the hole for us, it did take away some paint, but that's totally fine because we're making a clock out of it, so we would have had to make a hole anyway. So there we go. Look at this. It's so pretty. Pretty. We've got an interesting little dot down here. It's almost like it's cracked, but not. I'm not really sure what it's doing. Sort of vaguely cracked, but not really. Two of them. You can see those. But that's okay. If you turn it around, it looks like somebody in shock. Does it get any better than that? But I really, really like that. That is just so pretty. Very, very pretty. And for those of you that are asking, this is a hebe, a New Zealand hebe. It's a native. I've had a number of people asking me when I do videos on this plant. So I've got a whole hedge of them outside my studio. So it's a great place to do them. And these brown bits are the dead flowers. It's time for me to hack it back a bit. So let's move over to his lordship, the floating bubble man. I love him. I think he's so cute. I really do. Look at him. He's so sweet. He's happy. He's got his big bog eyes going on. But I really like, really like this board. Again, as I said before, the green's a lot more dominant in this one. It's very emerald, sparkly green, and it's very browned down in this bit. But that is totally fine. I have no problem with that at all. And it's so cool. So cool. I love these. Oh, here comes an aeroplane. I love these cells. So that has just done gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm looking forward to resining that and having it available. And I'm not sure. What do you guys reckon? Do they still make a good couple? Or should I sell them separately? Let me know in the comments what you would do. So let's have a look what the cabochons did. Oh my goodness, look at these. Yummy! I found if I lay them down on an unpainted canvas, they don't slide around. And it's a nice big surface to sit on the tree. So let's have a look at them. Where can we get a decent view? So that one's quite muted, but it's got some really cool shapes in it. This was when we got the cell action going on. I find when you've got the metallic in there, the cell action tends to kind of go a little bit fuzzy with the iridescent medium, with the small cells. But let's just try and create a bit more shadow on there. So you can see it all. And oh my gosh, I love this one. This one's just... Oh, sorry, lighting is not great. Oh, look at that. There we go. And we got that one. Whenever I touch the screen to refocus, it drops the lighting back to what it thinks it should be. And I'm like, no, keep the lighting the same. And just focus. So there we go, guys. We have 5 cabochons. Okay, brighten that up a bit. We have Funky Record, which just, I love it. I love it. I actually Love it a lot, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't put these two together. Let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe one of you wants to put your hand up and say, me, I'll have them. Resin them and send them to me. And then we've got Mr. Seaweed Man, or Mr. Bubble Man, whatever you want to call him. Alright guys, I've had lots of fun with this. I'm super grateful for you all coming to play, following along with me as you have. And what else is possible? How much more fun can we have? I love painting. It's so much fun. Almost, I must say, I enjoy painting a lot more than jumping out of planes. I had fun jumping out of the plane today, but yeah, I'm not sure I'd do it every day like I do with painting. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to go and over to my personal channel. Totally no business related stuff on there, I don't think. And watch me jump out of a plane. It was amazing. I think it's the highest you can jump out of a plane in the southern hemisphere. 18,500 feet. So I jumped out 20,000 feet above sea level, but 18,500 feet above where I was landing. It was awesome. Super fun. Lots of pain in the ears being up that high, but oh my goodness. Wow. The views. Go check it out. Where I jumped is only an hour's drive away from my place. Beautiful, stunning day. No clouds. Well, actually, you see one little cloud drifting past as we're taking off, but absolutely stunning. Anyway, guys, I adore you. Thank you for coming to play. How much fun can you have today? What can you add to your life today that will add more ease, more joy, and more glory? I adore you. Have fun. Bye-bye.